I love me some old people, and I say older people because I'm somebody's old person myself, but I love being around older people,
Oh
period,
yeah, straight
because
up.
you get so much
The
wisdom and stuff
wisdom.
like that.
Yeah,
Yes,
For
Yes,
sure.
exactly. You
absolutely.
get
Gotta
so much.
gotta listen to your schools.
We face our problems every day. It seems they'll never fade away. The world may bring us down. Tonight we're gonna turn it around. So let's put it all on the table. Talk about it if you're willing and able. Life's having insecurities and a laugh or two. Come and take a seat. So bring your concerns to us. Together we can discuss what's on your mind. No matter what you go through, just know we'll be here for you every time. Let's talk about it. Blind table talk. Let's talk about it. Blind table talk. Gotta be about it. Go ahead and walk the walk. So let's talk about it.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Blind Table Talk. I am your host, Saida Victoria, aka Sassy Sai, your blind butterfly. So glad y'all joined us again this week. We truly appreciate your support. And if you have not noticed, Mr. Blind Security of the Community is not with us this week because he is in St. Louis, probably in a million degrees heat because it is so hot out there. But he's doing the Beat Ball World Series. So he is competing in that with his team. Shout out to all of the teams that are competing and just out there enduring this heat. It is crazy, but I'm sure Mr. Fleeks will have a report and share all the details with us when he returns. So let's go ahead and get into our notices. Well, first we'll start with our website. If you don't already know, it is www.blindtabletalk.com. Of course, our email, info@blindtabletalk.com. And then if you would like to send us a voicemail message or even a text message, go ahead and do so. 800-321-6456. We would love to hear from y'all, especially if you guys have not already heard or seen it on social media. Blind Table Talk has our I'm Better Blind movement started. And this is, y'all, this can mean so many things, right? But this is not about being better than anybody else or, competing or comparing. This is about you being a better blind you. So who knows how we would be if we had sight or if we didn't have any visual impairments or any of that. We don't know. So because we don't know, we might as well be the better blind that we are. So that is to share, empower, encourage others in our community that may think things are not possible because they are blind. So please share your I'm Better Blind experiences with us. You can, again, send us an email. You can send us a voicemail. If you send us a voicemail message, we're going to be kind of featuring those here on the podcast to share with everyone, right? So everybody can see and hear your I'm Better Blind story. Even if you don't do anything with Blind Table Talk, share your I'm Better Blind experience on your social media so that we can help spread the word about the empowerment that we have within our own community. All right. Now, this week, we are going to be doing our 2025 convention recap. So we had a BBI roundtable discussion, and we had a couple of people, ladies, that attended each one, ACB and NFB, and then, of course, the BTT team actually attended both of them. So we'll hear about that a little bit and discuss that. But before we do, I just wanted to share a little bit about, because when we did the roundtable, it was kind of like our experiences and, we're just what we liked and what we didn't like. But I wanted to go a little bit deeper because there are some true benefits for the convention. And this year, I went into conventions with a different mindset, right? I I've always used conventions as social gatherings. I really never have really cared about registering or attending. I just like y'all know. I just like being around a bunch of blind folks, right? But what better than being around a bunch of blind folks, but then also gaining some stuff from it, right? Gaining some knowledge, some experiences, and some just things that I've never even known that blind people achieved. And that's exactly what I did. And so, what is better than being around a bunch of blind people? Well, being around a bunch of blind people that are successful. And I'm not talking in money or finances or employment. I'm talking about just being successful blind people, period, and living how they want to live, living their best life as a blind person. I was just so inspired, y'all. I've never really looked at things in this way. And it just really was a different experience for me. And it was not my first time. But I did actually for ACB, we had for Blind Professionals Network, we had a table, a booth there. And that was our first time having a booth at a national convention. That was a new experience and it was just awesome. Just knowing that there's so many people out there that are needing the services that we offered and and really want to be a part of those services and programs. It was awesome. We did a lot of networking there, not only with other BVI individuals but with companies and companies that serve our community and companies that hire our communities. It was great. For NFB, we didn't have a table in in the exhibit hall, but we had a table in the employment fair, and that was just as good, and that was also such a great experience. I just would not have thought that I could be so inspired and empowered by doing what we did at those tables and sharing our services and stuff. So it was great. But then don't get it twisted because I did get some of my own little knowledge fed there as well, because I did do some of the sessions that were there. I did some of the workshops. IRA was one of them. I actually did seen them in at both conventions. I also went to a couple of the different meetings that were at NFB. Those were really empowering. These type of things really help me in my day-to-day life because there are so many times that I felt and I feel like I'm so alone in this and or that other people are not like me. But when you go and you see all these people living their again their best life and they are really doing something in our community and for our community. I'm like, that just makes me want to push harder for what we do here at Blind Table Talk, for what we do at Blind Professionals Network, and then, also for the additional endeavors that I have coming up. It's really just pushing me to go strong. So overall, y'all, minus all the stuff that you're gonna hear about in our round table, such as the mosquitoes incident, not a happy camper with that, but it's okay. I did have a good experience and I encourage y'all to just, form your own opinions when you actually attend. Don't let other people discourage you from, something that could be the best thing that ever happened to you.
Blind table talk, yeah.
All right, y'all, welcome back to the table. We are now getting ready to jump into our BVI roundtable discussion, and we are going to be talking about our 2025 convention, and this is the recap. We have some special guests at the table with us.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We're so happy to have these ladies to be sitting down with us and talking about the convention. First, we're going to introduce the lovely Miss Christy. Welcome to the table, love.
Yes, welcome, Christy.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here. My name is Christy Grant, aka CLG. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And it was a pleasure that convention, NFB convention, came back to um, New Orleans. I missed it during COVID because I didn't want to comply with the COVID restrictions.
I could
Yeah,
dig.
we
I
I'm
could
one
got
of
dig.
them
So you
it.
people that
felt like
don't
you was
comply
at
with
home.
anything.
Uh, hey,
Yeah.
The
understand,
rebel, right? You're
understand.
that
Yes,
rebel.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Trouble
Yes.
Hey,
child, trouble kid.
All
hey, no
right. Well,
problems.
thank you for
We
joining
appreciate you.
us.
We appreciate you.
Yes.
Definitely sitting down.
And we are definitely going to jump into some good convention talk. But before we do, let's finish introducing who is on the table. And next we have Miss Natalie. Welcome, Natalie.
Thanks so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Natalie Couch, and I am from Louisville, Kentucky, and I attended the the American Council of the Blind convention in Dallas, Texas, and I believe this was my 10th in-person
Oh my
convention.
gosh.
So
Oh
Wow.
he's a
yeah, you a
veteran.
vet.
Yeah,
You a
straight
vet with that
veteran.
ACB.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Full of
cool.
you.
Well, thank you for sitting down with us for sure. You know, being at the table with us.
Yes.
Yes,
Welcome.
indeed.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. And we're gonna continue to keep this rolling. And we have our special guest, you know, our member of our team. I like to call her our boss lady, Miss Christina. Welcome to the table.
Thank you. Thank you. I always feel so honored to be a part of the table. Thank you also for having me. My name is Christina Ford, and I am from Dallas, Texas. And I got the pleasure of attending both conventions this year. So this was
Hey,
definitely an experience this year.
wasn't it now?
Yes.
That double
Yes.
dipping going to both of them.
Yes,
That's
that was a
yeah,
lot.
that's hey.
It was. It was. And yes, I of course as well went to both conventions. So I can't wait to dig into some
All three of us, right?
discussion.
Like
Yes,
we
our
Yeah,
whole
definitely got
team.
definitely.
we
Our
did some
whole
traveling and
team.
some
We were
Yes.
out
networking this
there.
week.
We
We
were
was definitely
outside.
outside, like they like to say, for sure.
Yeah,
We
well,
yeah.
y'all didn't. I don't know if anybody's seen my post about them damn mosquitoes. I tell you that.
But hey,
I
I
did.
commented on
Saida
that
was
post.
outside, but inside.
I was
Okay.
I
trapped.
my goodness, them mosquitoes in New Orleans, I give them their salute. They Houston ain't got them.
I
I
told
don't know,
you.
Joe. I
Houston,
told her that they wanted that California blood because I
That's
got
right.
bit by not one mosquito.
nah, baby,
Whatever.
I can't really say that
Yeah,
because
because
I
he's
got
from
toe up, and
Texas.
I'm not from
He got
California at all.
yes.
No,
They
I
wanted
got
some
some
country
people.
blood too.
I got some people out there, but nah, I'm definitely, and they told me up, ate me down.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Oh, I don't know.
It was
So,
not.
all
It
right,
was not.
Christy, was this your first convention? I know you said you didn't go to the other one in New Orleans, but was this your first one?
Yeah, this was my first convention.
So, Christy, since it was your first time, let's start with you. What did you think? What was your overall thoughts? Was it what you
Oh
expected?
man, it was. Let's say this. In a way, it was exactly what I expected. I expected to be around all the BVIP, the canes, the dogs, all that good stuff. But in terms of my initiatives to network and meet people, I met a good amount of people, but I definitely did not do as much networking as I thought I would have. And I definitely did not attend very many um sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
expected to be a lot more out and about than I was. I was kind of laid back. It was a bit of a learning curve. It was definitely immense sensory overload. I'm looking forward to the fact that I know I'll be more prepared. And next year, I hope that I'll have the opportunity to go to both. That way, I can, just get the best of
Yeah.
both worlds, essentially.
Yeah.
You definitely see the difference. That's for sure.
It
Like
is a
just
difference.
just speaking on and experiencing the ACB National Convention and like the NFB band. That was my third time going to one of those. Yeah, that's definitely a difference for
And
sure.
we
And
are
this was
definitely
my first to ACB, and there definitely was a very big difference out of the both.
yeah,
I can
we're definitely
imagine because
gonna
I've been to both on a state level. I
yeah.
haven't
Okay.
been to both on a national level.
Oh,
So,
you have okay. So
yeah.
that was good, but on the state level, but you know, the thing about the people, right? And I love our blind people. I'm it's like I love being around anywhere where there's a bunch of blind people, but I tell you what, it NFB, it was just way too many. I said, "Oh my God." It was
They
just
claim they're the largest, so
yeah,
that's
oh,
that.
It
It's just the
was
personalities to me are different.
different. Well,
You
let's
know,
get, you know what, before we jump into that, Natalie, let's get her thoughts on her convention experience for your overall experiences, Natalie, for ACB.
So like I had said, this was my 10th in-person convention, and then I did our two virtual conventions in 20 and 21. And so it was, I mean, it was everything that I expected. Just because just from knowing what they're like going into them. I thought this hotel was a lot easier to navigate
What? I'm
than
sorry.
previous hotels.
The Dallas one, I thought it was too,
It was,
actually.
yeah,
compared to what,
I loved it.
yeah, it wasn't too bad.
So, Natalie, was it different in comparison to the previous years for you? Was there any significant differences or improvements or things that were not
Um,
as good?
so in 23 and 24, I had actually gone to convention as ACB staff. So this year was much more relaxed for me. I got to kind of do what I wanted, which was nice. And I got to go to the things that I wanted to go to and connect with the
Mm,
people that I wanted to connect with. So,
yeah. Yeah.
You experienced
Okay.
much more of from a member kind of
yes.
stand. Yeah, this is what
Yep.
I'm understanding for sure. That's
Yes,
cool.
correct.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Christy, were you staying at the main hotel?
I was at Marriott, unfortunately.
What was your thoughts about the Marriott and
I
the
was cool,
hotel?
long as I didn't have trouble with the elevators, which was,
Yeah.
I think
probably
that's
four
gonna
out
be
of
the
the 5 days.
Yeah.
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 It
No.
was a learning
I think
curve.
that's
Once
gonna
I
be the
got
case
it, I
for
was good.
everyone.
As long as it wasn't bad.
So what
Once I
part of
got
the
it, I was
elevator
good.
issue was for you? Was it
It
the
was tap
actual?
pay. It was kind of like tap pay with a card. So
That's what I
your
was
room
gonna say.
key
Was
was
it
your
the waiting for
navigation.
the elevators,
It
or
was
was
the
it
wait times,
the?
and it was the crowds, and it was the fact that it should have been at a higher volume. It should have been at an intercom volume if you're gonna have elevators that you have to listen to.
Yeah, there was so many people. That elevator thing. The only
Especially in that little lobby area, it
that
was just
the
made
It
first
up.
was it
floor.
was
Yeah.
bougie, but it was ratchet.
What did y'all think about the volunteers at each, the assistants that we received
Oh my
at
gosh.
each
It was
hotel?
not the same as state. I went to my first NFB state convention, and they were a lot more engaged than they were,
Mm-hmm.
and for obvious reasons, it was a lot more crowded.
Right.
I think, but people were not as vocal. And then, the randoms that had nothing to do with the convention, some of them seemed to be more helpful than the people that actually.
Yeah, I got a
Real
few of
talk.
those too.
There's definitely a lot of random people that was willing to help.
I've noticed, like at NFB, I saw no volunteer at all. At when I went into both hotels, the Marriott and the Sheraton, I had no one approach me and ask that I need assistance or anything. But then when I was at ACB, because
What that was everywhere.
the crowd volume was less.
Yeah.
So
I
of
don't know.
course, I mean, even getting out of my car outside, the valet was like, "Hey, you need help?" And he walked me all the way in to the
And
exhibit hall and everything. Like they
and
were on it.
They were
ACB
everywhere.
ACB was so, I mean, all I had to do was make a funny face like I look lost and I had
Yes.
Yeah, they
somebody
was
on
coming
the
to
Yes.
help, like real
Yep.
Yeah.
talk.
Now, I am all for blind people volunteering. I just feel like there is a volunteer position
For everybody.
for it. Yes, exactly.
Not
Now,
standing in the hallway saying SD over
This
here,
way!
SD
Yeah.
This
over.
way!
And then you like, hey,
yes,
but do you know which way actually the elevator from
What
that
is
room?
this way,
Oh, I'm
though?
yeah,
sorry.
I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Right? I mean,
I'm
because
total
I
like you
think
are.
we need sight for some of those situations where you see
Yeah.
people about to collide into each other
Into
and you're
each
trying to
other
help them.
Yeah.
or walk into
You
a
can't,
wall.
you can't stop that person because you're just as blind as me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't walk into the person that they had standing there volunteering.
The other thing I did not like, there was an information table in NFB, and this is not a bash NFB
Yeah,
because
we're not
I
bashing.
did have
Mm-mm.
positive moments, and we'll get to that in a second. But there was an information table there for NFB, and there was two visually impaired people manning that table, and neither of them knew anything. And we asked, okay, where is this? Where are we supposed to be going? Oh, I don't know. Okay. And so I even got so
Lord.
frustrated and I was like, okay, so what are you actually here for?
Mhm.
Like,
Ooh.
what information are you providing? How about let's start there. Tell me what information you would like to give me,
Right.
because you're useless to those that are in here that are lost.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out what, their next destination. They're trying to
And I
attend
feel like
a class or something.
Yeah.
right. And I feel like the volunteers need to be people that are well versed and well experienced within, attending the conventions
Yeah.
and not the state level.
Or have the information at your access. How about you have, if you don't know, okay, you may not know where every meeting is at, but why don't you have something in front of you that you
A
can,
card or map
yeah,
Well, they should have
Braille.
an agenda. They
They
had
did
braille
not.
and print
No.
agendas.
They did not. They
And
had
see,
nothing.
I like to think the ACB volunteer. I don't think that was volunteer. They worked for the hotel or
Oh, the
th-
hotel staff there was
they
awesome
knew
too.
where everything was at.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
their energies were a lot better. They was,
I'm
they
telling you
wanted
that
they wanted to
ballet
help.
guy, that ballet guy knew what he said. Are you going? He named the ballroom. He said to the exhibit hall. Like he knew specifically what was going on
Yeah.
with NFB as
So
if he
their
was a part
hotel
of
They were
staff
NFB.
was
prepared.
Well,
straight. Yeah.
ACB.
Yes.
I mean, I'm
Sometimes
sorry,
it seemed like
ACB, not
ACB. Yeah.
NFB. Yeah, as he was a
sometimes
part
it,
of the convention. So I had to question him. I'm like, so do
Yeah.
you work for the hotel? He said, oh yeah, I'm ballet. I was like, oh,
That means the staff was trained.
They
they
were,
were
yeah.
prepared. Yeah.
ACB does a whole huge staff training. So when they did their fall board meeting at that hotel, they did some training, and then the convention coordinator goes in. I think she goes like at the beginning of the week, and they do a whole
Really? I wonder if
yeah.
NFB does that. What did y'all
from a
think of
different.
the exhibit halls?
Oh man, that was my favorite part.
Yeah.
Just seeing a lot of, BVI entrepreneurs stepping out there and putting
Yeah.
themselves out there. And I'm like, with a million things that I do, that's
Mhm.
definitely my focus next year,
Yeah.
is to be
Little
an exhibitor.
inspiration. Yeah.
And
Inspiration.
my biggest fear is like it taking over my convention experience where I don't get to socialize. So now I'm like, I need to start planning this now so that I
Yeah.
can map out how I'm gonna be able
Balance it.
to be
Balance
To
it.
balance it out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
exactly balance it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
be
Balance it. And
social
that's
but
okay.
secure the
Yeah.
bag at the same time.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand.
That's so true.
They was different sizes to me. Like I felt like I enjoyed them both, but like of course NFB was huge.
It was like a whole mall, and
Yeah,
it
it
I
sounded
had
was.
like a
so much
mall in there
fun.
too with all the
Yeah,
people.
and like ACB was a nice size though. Like, but
Yeah, ACB surprised me with the amount of vendors that was there because I do have usable vision, right? So when I walked in and I went down the row that I needed to be on, and I was like, okay, I just only have this other road over here to go down. Well, I found out later on that there were so many mini rows in the middle that
in
I
the
was
middle of it.
missing. I was like,
Hmm.
wait a minute, I'm not on the right owl, you know? And
Yeah.
so it surprised me that there was so many actually other vendors that now I'm disappointed that I felt like I didn't cover enough because that room, although it seemed smaller than NFB, it had just as much of impact of the type of vendors that was
For
there.
sure. Had a lot going on, 'cause especially had that blind hockey. And I was just wondering, like,
Yes.
how are they moving this hockey around with all of us in this room the way we were? But like you said, that it was more than what we was seeing or whatnot.
Right.
Well,
I just wish the conventions didn't overlap because I want
They
the full
won't
experience of
next
both
year.
of them.
Oh, they
really?
won't?
They won't next year?
Correct.
That'll be the time and the first because I've always
Yeah.
known them to
They
overlap.
have always overlapped. That's what I've always
Yeah,
known that
next year
too.
ACB is July 24th through the
Oh.
31st.
Oh, it's
Oh, wow.
Oh,
late.
but they're
Yeah.
overlapping with beat baseball though, because that's around their time.
Sure is.
Hey.
Which is the other different? Okay, so let's address another difference. Well, but first I want to speak on the exhibit halls. I personally enjoyed ACB's exhibit hall better. And I will tell you why. It's just, even though it was smaller, there was still a lot of people, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, I could hear. We actually
Yes.
had a table there, and I can hear people talk to us. When I walked around to visit tables, I can hear the people that were speaking to me. In
Yeah.
NFB, oh my gosh, you couldn't hear. And then every 5 minutes, you have people screaming
Oh,
in
yeah.
NFB
Yeah,
hall.
the
Yeah.
chapter, the
Yeah, the
Yeah.
chapter
I'm
chapter
glad I went at a good time then,
representatives.
because it was
Yeah.
like late evening. It was probably like 3 or 4 o'clock. It was a good
Yeah.
time when I went. I
Mm-mm.
didn't,
Yeah.
I
I didn't
went
have
to
no
No.
the late
problem.
one, the one
Yeah,
that
she
from
went to the
5
one
to
from 5
9.
to 9.
Oh my gosh, they were still, they were
They were
yelling. They
yelling,
were,
and
yeah.
so if you're in the middle of talking to somebody, all you hear is yelling. You couldn't hear
Oh, it was
anybody. It was
I
crazy.
It
just
thought I
was
thought that
definitely
was
overwhelming.
very
hard.
unfair for the vendors that are
I think
like
so
close
too.
to them. You know,
Mhm.
like
Hmm.
right across. Like I can't hardly hear myself talking to these vendors because I have people directly behind me yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there
wonder
was
what
a
they were
lot of
yelling
that
for. It wasn't a party.
No, they were
Well,
trying
just
to solicit people to
to
yeah,
come
get
just
to
get
their
come
people to
to their
table.
come.
booth.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
figure, you know, we're not
Oh,
visual, right? So you're not gonna see that their table is back here. So they want you to know that their table is here. Come here for your things. And they were actually calling out some of the things that they had. Hey, we got this many shirts left, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
you know,
They
And
were
come
see,
get your
for
yeah.
me,
shirts.
it just like makes it hard for navigating because
that's
like
kind of
some people like the
unprofessional.
sound kind of attracts me.
Yeah.
So like you hearing
Right.
all this and you're really trying to, navigate to another table, and it's like, oh man, I keep pulling back into a circle. So it was like, yeah, the NFB, I just,
I don't know why that would
yeah.
be allowed though. I mean, you already have
I
so
feel like
many
it's
people.
unprofessional.
It is,
Yeah,
yes.
I agree.
Did you get to try any restaurants in this area in Dallas?
So Friday when we got there, some of us went to Whataburger because
You
Oh,
all
yeah.
my
don't have
Oh,
that in
yeah,
other
I don't
we don't
states.
have
have
water
that
because I'm
yet.
like,
Well,
I
Whataburger,
still
that's
have
where you
yet to
went
try
I'm
the
out of
absolute
everywhere.
Whataburger because I'm like Whataburger is the truth though.
I
Oh
don't
my
like
god, it was so
Whopper
good.
Whataburger.
because I thought they were saying water burger.
Me too. I'm from California. I've always thought they were saying Whataburger. I
Um,
sure did.
so we did that, and then we one night we got Uber Eats from El Phoenix, and that was
Okay.
really really good. Um, and then I don't know, one night Belinda found some weird named restaurant, and she's like, "We gotta get food for." I can't even remember what it was called, but I mean the food was really good. But we did a lot of, like when we ordered, we did a lot of Uber Eats because by the time we were like hungry and stuff, we had been so busy all day that we just didn't feel like going anywhere.
Yeah.
So you all didn't
Listen,
get to experience
Yeah.
any of the customer service anywhere to see any of the Southern hospitality
We
or
only got
anything
to
like
do that
that.
at Whataburger. So
listen, I felt like a lot of members was doing that at ACB because you should have heard them. Like they were talking about coming by the table, who was working the table, like my knee, my back. I don't know how am I doing this. So listen, I'm sure a lot of them was Uber Eats and so they wasn't going nowhere, baby. They were chilling. They
yeah.
was tired by the
Yeah,
time
and
they
I
got
don't think
done.
there was just like restaurants like walking distance
Not the
right there.
way, yeah.
Yeah, like the same as it was with
At New
the
Orleans,
NFB
because we
location.
had one right next
Yeah.
door, a Creole
Mm.
place it was so good. We had, then there was a burger place that was connected to the hotel, and my friend, she didn't like it, but I loved it. I had one of the best burgers ever, and I did, what I did, stuffed beignets. That was
Oh
a
yeah,
little bit of an
I
Uber
enjoyed
ride,
that.
so I just definitely, I'm all about my healthy eating and all that stuff. That went out the door that whole time I was there.
This whole week, huh?
There was no healthy eating for me.
Yeah, it's hard to do that in New Orleans. I mean, I'm
Oh
sure they
yeah.
can eat healthy, but all that
I
good
didn't
food
want
that they're
to.
cooking. I had
Yeah.
the alligator omelet, and then I went
Oh,
to
he sure
this
did. That is
Bobby
so
A Bears.
gross.
Oh my God, and man, had some alligator pasta and the
Mm,
best bread pudding in my life. Like
yeah.
sweet
Yeah.
Lord. So it's not no
Don't
man.
talk about no bread pudding. I ain't getting none.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Don't
Hey,
do it. Don't do it to me.
man, I'm telling you, it was up there. It was up there for real. Had this little rum sauce and all that. It was so I hear you. You couldn't really pass up on the food in the city though. It was lovely time.
Yeah, the people, I think the people, New Orleans people are friendly, right? But I also think they have a little I guess nothing's wrong with a little sass. I am sassy myself. So,
Yeah, that's you
but
are the Queen Sassy. But I
but
appreciate the little kind of little happiness they kind of have too, though. They're a little more friendly than
I think it just depends again on who you get because I mean this goes for my Uber drivers when we did because we had to take a few Ubers to go a little further out
yeah.
and we got some Ubers that were just so happy. We had another Uber that pulled up in the middle of the street and said, "Find me."
That yeah,
No,
that's
that's the ones I call. And then if you
Yeah.
don't behave, I'm contacting support.
Yeah, he said, "Find me." I didn't. I stood there. I said, "I'm not about to find you. I'm standing here." I told him what I had on, and but then the whole time he had a funky attitude. Like he just was not happy that he. I don't know. It's because there was 1,000
And I'm
blind
about to
people around.
exaggerate to support so you can lose your contract.
Yeah,
Mm.
right. I know. Yeah, so I just think the people were not expecting because the another driver the whole time was complaining about all the traffic and the people walking and
just
going through and just in the way. It's just a lot for them in their city, a lot going on. But
it's just different in different cities because I can even like talk about the bus stations. Like I did it different this time.
Oh
I took
yeah, you
yeah,
did.
I did different bus stations and like Dallas bus station to New Orleans bus station.
yeah,
Man, you,
yeah,
two different. Even
I ain't
compared to
never took the
Houston,
bus.
I'm
I
just
can't
like,
comment.
it's something different. It's something to be seen. It's like wow, they don't do this here, but they do that at this bus station. Like
yeah.
not every bus station
But
employees or staff like
but it's the
act the
people,
same.
right? It's the
Yeah,
people.
it's the
It's
people.
it's the people. It doesn't mean, just the same at the airports. It doesn't mean that the airlines is crappy
It's
because but
crap,
it's
yo.
about
Right, it's
who
the
is
people for
working
sure.
at that time that you're dealing with. Because I've had
Yep.
some great people and I've had
I
some,
say the same thing about rideshare. Everybody be like,
yeah,
"Oh, it's not accessible."
yeah,
Put that on your people. You
But
got some people that's gonna go
yeah.
above and beyond,
To
and
be
some people that's gonna be
exactly,
like, "Why are these
yeah,
blind people loose?"
yeah.
Yeah.
Not why they lose.
Why they
Yeah, it
lose?
was like
Who
when all
Why
let
that
who let
drama
them
them
popped
who
off
let
on
these blind
TikTok
people out
last
here?
out,
Who let these
all that
blind
stuff
people
that went
outside?
viral, they
Yeah,
was like having videos going viral last year.
yeah,
So, why all
right.
these blind people in the Orlando
Oh
airport?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
I
yeah.
remember
Because
that.
Yeah.
blind people
Yeah,
could travel.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
They
like
had all that
speaking of
going
these
on.
different traveling methods, right? How
Yeah,
do you all feel the distance from both locations were? Like for like Natalie, your commute from the airport to ACB hotel, was it expensive? Was it long? Same for us coming from in airport to NFB location. Did they pick good locations?
Yeah, I mean, because I flew into Love, instead of what's it called? DFW.
DFW, yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, it was not long. It was probably about the same distance that I am from the airport here in Louisville. So, no, I mean, I was good with
Louisville.
it.
She said it.
And was it expensive?
Um, I'm trying to even remember I don't even
I'm trying to
know.
remember too.
I don't
So
even think I looked at it,
what
like,
I wanted you
because
to kind of let us know was one of the things was ACB had a pre-arranged
Shuttle.
program shuttle that
Yeah.
you could sign up for if you wanted to do.
yeah, but I didn't do that because from so it was round trip from, to and from Love Airport. So
Right.
it was $40 a person, whereas Uber, um, you could cram as many people, well, we didn't coming to and from the airport because we all had luggage, but
You
so,
still paying
you're
cheaper.
paying just the
Yeah.
one for
Yeah.
however many people you can fit into that Uber.
And
So it
split it
was,
up. Yeah.
yeah, it was actually cheaper
Okay.
to not use the
The $40 per
whatever.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it was too far. I Ubered both places and even to the in New Orleans. I mean, I don't know if is this expensive, but it was probably about maybe 25 to 20 to $30.
Hey, we can keep really jumping on this thing for sure. But I mean, don't we want to give some tips for the ones who's gonna come to the next conventions. Cause where NFB is gonna be in Austin next year, right, y'all?
Yes,
It
next 2 years.
is. It
Next 2 years,
is.
and then ACB is going to
It's going to
be
be in St. Louis next year
St.
Missouri.
Louis,
and
man.
Jacksonville in 27.
And
Um,
would you either of you ladies consider attending the other convention as
Another
I want
opposed
to
to the
do
one you
both
went to?
next year.
Okay. Natalie, what about you, Miss Veteran of ACB?
Maybe if one, like if there was a national one here, I'd probably go, but I can't afford to do both. So, I think if cost was not a factor, then I'd probably go check out NFBs. I don't know if I'd stay the whole time, but I would at least go check
Yeah.
it out because I am kind of curious about it.
Yeah. The
yeah,
experience.
definitely
Yeah.
should. Definitely should.
Another thing I say about that when it comes to affordability, I was so opposed to like the whole having roommates. But
Yeah.
if you about to be out here moving around, you're
Yeah.
not really even gonna see each other. So like,
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna be more open to the whole roommate thing
Yeah.
next year because that's what hit my pockets the most
Yeah.
was the room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like you can
yeah,
get
Yeah.
anywhere for
Yeah.
yeah.
any kind
Yeah.
of price, whatever you're working with, you
It's
can
the
make that happen.
hotel.
But the
Yeah.
hotel hit them pockets for real, for real.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do.
That
And
is
then
true.
incidentals caught me off guard. It was $65 damn a
Per
day.
day. I
Oh,
know.
because
Yeah, I
ours
was
is
hurt.
only the $50
I was hurt.
one time.
So, Joseph, you brought up some tips. What do you guys have any suggestions or things that you would like our listeners to know for future if they are considering attending either conventions?
I would just say, at least for ACB, just, come check it out. There's a lot of it, it's very educational. Like for me, I like doing all of the business part of it. So, when I wasn't in the exhibit hall, I was in sessions and things like that. So I like doing the workshops and those things, but some people go just for tours. So there's something for everyone, and I would say if you can, just try to take advantage of all that you can.
That is absolutely true. I forgot to tell you guys too, speaking of ACB, they did have karaoke night and I actually sang and did karaoke at
I'm
That's
so
right.
jealous. It's one of my
That's
favorite
right.
things
I
in the whole
loved
world.
it. It was so fun, y'all.
We do it
So
every Saturday, so
ACB
you
yeah,
had it
should.
going.
I
Yeah.
You said
did.
ACB has one every Saturday, like
Yes.
virtual.
Yeah,
Yes.
on the what is it, on Clubhouse and Zoom, right? It's on both.
Yes. So Clubhouse is you can only listen to. So yeah, you have to like pre-record your stuff and then
Oh, okay.
but it's it's fun
Yeah.
because they mix it and
Yeah.
it's really fun.
Yes, absolutely. All right. And
Christy,
Christy,
tips?
any tips you have?
Tips. Oh man, I have so many. One thing I can appreciate that I did was going a day ahead so that I could
Oh,
take a
yeah.
little extra time to get acclimated and kind of beat some of the crowd. But
Oh, that's a good one too.
That is a good one.
that doesn't beat the crowd fully, but you definitely
You
not
just
gonna.
gotta
A lot of
try.
people
I
do
You're not
tried.
that.
gonna have,
It
yeah, a
didn't
lot of people
happen
do
all
it,
the
but you're
way.
not gonna have
Yeah.
the rush crowd. Like
Right. Yeah.
people told me
Real.
that the day of the convention started on the 8th. I went on the 7th. So the 8th, they said the lines was like taking hours to move along because there was only like 2 reps at the desk,
Yeah.
Oh,
which
the
they should only have
check-in.
more than they should have multiple check-in counters for
Yeah.
conventions with that type of volume. And I know New Orleans gets a lot of conventions, so NFB is not their first and only, The next one is kind of get an idea, map out your agenda. Nothing ever goes as planned when you're traveling, but
Yeah.
I definitely recommend mapping out your agenda as much as possible. I'm typically one of them people that like, my eyes dotted and T's crossed for traveling, but I did not have my ish together for this convention. And
Yeah.
when you don't have your itinerary booked out per day, you either just not gonna do nothing or you about to be scrambling and stressed out all day. And so it was a
That's
little bit of
good
both for me.
ones. I love
little bit of
those.
both.
Those
Definitely.
are great tips, Christy. Because I need to this. I tried to do the map out. I really did, and I even woke up every morning and looked at the agenda and stuff, and I still felt all over the place. But I think being better prepared, having it written out, and just knowing what my plan is will make a big difference too. Yeah, that's a good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Tina, you got any tips?
So, my tip is in regards to if you can bring somebody with you, right? And I'm not saying bring somebody with you for assistance, but for the experience, because you have friends and family who see you all the time as a blind person, right? So they get, accustomed to what you're able to do and how you move and things like that. But it's another situation when you can bring them around a variety of individuals that are blind or visually impaired and see the differences, so they know how to kind of adjust when it's not you that they're dealing with, because it teaches them a lot. So,
Mhm.
I enjoyed letting my kids see that what they know as me, the independent mom, there's still so many other um, variations of blindness out here. And
Yeah.
so, it wasn't as overwhelming for them because they've been around blind people, but it was like, whoa.
That is a good point though, because I never thought of that, just to take, not because even though it'd be so much easier to have a set of eyes with me, I would love that too, but mainly because I would love for my family members to see like
Yeah,
all these
experience
blind
something more.
yeah, like
Right.
they look
Yeah.
at that. It's not just me. You guys, my family, they think I'm superwoman. We have a lot of superwomen out here. And
We
Right.
all out
Facts.
here doing it. We all
yeah,
out here living,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
making it.
really enjoyed my son walking around the exhibit hall with me because he got to see me in my work capacity,
yeah, yeah,
And so
yeah,
he was so helpful, and just but at the same time he stood back and let me do my thing.
yeah,
He was like,
yeah,
he would walk me up and read some descriptions, especially if it was people standing around the table and I couldn't get
yeah.
there yet. He would tell me and let me know, so that way I'll know if I need to just walk on, or
Or
if this
wait,
is somebody
yeah,
I want to wait for. But
yeah,
I think he enjoyed watching me, be
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Real
Awesome.
talk. Real talk.
Yeah.
All
Agree.
right. So let's see, my tip, I guess, I don't know where Austin, wherever anybody's at, definitely take some Skin So Soft Avon mosquito repellent. Um,
Austin's, oh, definitely St. Louis
listen,
for sure.
yeah,
Hey,
definitely
they
Skin
eat in
So
both places
Soft.
for sure.
I was trying to get a Amazon order to deliver, but even my 2-day Prime would not get it to me quick enough. So I was so screwed. But no, I really think my tip would be, just know, because all of your guys' tips are awesome, and I double agree with that. But I also say too, it is what you make it. Okay. If you are
Yes.
going to network, if that's what your plan is to do, to go network, then go to network, right? If you're going because you want to be educated and get more knowledge on what is happening in our BVI community, then schedule to do that. If you want to go just because this is your vacation and you want to go hang out and
Gotta
party
have a
and
good
have fun,
vacation.
then do that. But
Hmm.
and there is no right or wrong reason to attend these conventions. I think they're designed so that we
Especially
can
when you're the
get
one paying for it.
hello,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's
Unless you got a
designed,
sponsor.
and it's just,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's designed for us to get what we need out of them. And our needs may change from year to year. You never
I
know.
don't know, I did them all, like, I made all of it work. I mean,
In one convention.
yeah, I networked, I socialized, I worked the exhibit hall, I was a delegate, I was I kinda made it all work, so
Yeah, and that's good. And you can do that too. Unfortunately, I party too hard. So
I'm too old for all
Yeah.
that,
I
so
You
can't.
know,
Yeah, and I'm waiting till I get too
I
old
tell
for
you, I
all that.
partied so hard last year, and I didn't even make it to the hotel for none of the convention
Yeah.
stuff. Not to, I didn't even see the hotel. Okay, I
Exactly.
was partying hard in Orlando.
Yeah, and me too. We still did. I did do some working in Orlando too, but my primary goal and focus there was more for the partying. And so this year it was opposite, and I decided to not do any party at all because my focus was a lot different. But like Christy said it best, I do want to balance it out and
I
have
definitely do,
some
because that was
fun.
my first time socializing, and
Yeah.
I feel like I
Yeah.
was back in high school. I was finally able to just,
Did you like it though?
kick
Just being
it.
around a bunch of like you, right?
Yeah, like
A
I felt
bunch of
normal. I
people
was
like
like, okay,
us. Yes.
I'm not,
You're not the only
Yes.
one out
besides
here. Yeah.
my small
Yes.
circle, I
Yeah.
was no
Yes.
longer alienated,
Yes.
isolated.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. It feels
Became
good.
the
I need to
majority
have
at the
that more
moment.
often. That way I don't do too much next year. I
Yeah.
need to have that more
Right.
often, but between now
Yeah.
and then.
Yeah. No, but you're right, because it's a whole different feeling. It's like
Oh,
we belong. Joseph, you got some tips for us?
Honestly, I second everything that all y'all said tonight. Really just balance. It's possible to balance all of it, like Natalie said. I went to both. Got the network, got to go out and mingle a little bit, try some different. I'm a foodie, got to eat at a couple of different restaurants. Even managed to go to a little little recreational party and have a little time. And so it's balance, y'all. Make it what you want, and just know your capacity and just what you want your experience to be. So just balance with it.
I do want to also say about this, we are talking about ACB and NFB, and I strongly encourage people to attend one of each,
Oh, for sure. You
and just
definitely
try
should
the
try them out.
differences, because
Yeah,
here's the thing, you don't have to be a member of either one to attend their conventions.
you do
So,
not.
there you go.
people are always saying, "Oh, I'm not a member." It does not matter, because this may be where you go to decide if you want to
It's
be a member.
networking at both, y'all,
Or
and I think it's
yeah,
good business at both as
yeah,
well. So it's
and
like you
if
definitely
you
should
want
try
to
it out.
become a member, you might find a belonging. You might find someplace. If not, you cannot ever have too much of an experience of being around our own people. I mean,
Real
There
that's
you go.
talk.
at the end of the
Right.
Real
day,
talk.
that's what it is. So,
That's what it is.
well, I want to thank
Hey,
you all, you guys.
big
This was a
salute to
great
y'all. Thank y'all, ladies, for
discussion.
sure.
I think that this will be very beneficial to our listeners, just to
Yes,
see,
indeed.
if nothing else, to give them a taste of what they missed. So,
Oh, yeah.
And
definitely.
hopefully expired them to see y'all at the next conventions, man. See y'all in the future.
Blind table talking.
All right, y'all. So you see our experiences. You see I mean, overall, I think what I want you guys to learn and to get from this is that it's all about you. These conventions are going to be whatever you want them to be. So find out. Don't be afraid. It can be overwhelming because there's a lot of blind people in one place, but I love it. But it's still just, it's a lot. Anyways, thank you guys again for listening. We appreciate it. And please stay tuned for all the things that we have coming out. Don't forget to share your hashtag I'm Better Blind experience. We would love to hear the unique experiences that each and every one of you hold. We look forward to hearing from you all.
Blind table talking.